One more award. This one's for education. This year, the honor in education for the Sally Awards goes to T. Mychael Rambo. T. Mychael is a singer, an actor, a motivational speaker, a community organizer, a committed community volunteer, and he really gets around too in stellar performances all over town, the Guthrie, Penumbra, the Fitzgerald, as well as singing the national anthem for Obama. In addition, T. Mychael is an agent for change and discovery through his extensive work with young people and adults alike. Introducing T. Mychael this evening is Robin Hickman, executive producer of Soul Touch Productions.
T. Mychael, again, to me, I often talk about the need for visions of possibilities for our young people. And he has been that for our young people. His work at Central High School, I've seen him in front of many, many young people, more recently too at the Gordon Parks High School, where he just captivated students that other people might dismiss or discount, and he just captivated them. Again, just the gift of his artistry, I think, transforms us all. But as a role model for other artists, as a vision of possibilities for other artists to, again, use artistic expression as a catalyst for change. All artists are not committed to that. He's committed to that. Change and transformation in young people, for change and transformation in community and in society. That's a unique artist, but one of his most recent, I think, contributions to many, many, many lives is when he presented to us an incredible tribute to the 100 years of the NAACP at the Fitzgerald Theater. It was just totally unbelievable, phenomenal. It just fueled me as a change agent to keep on keeping on. It was, in many years of being able to experience him, I think that has to be one of his gifts to us that was the most precious. To celebrate a civil rights organization, to lift up local heroes and sheroes. And he did it, I think, in only a way that T. Mychael could do it, with compassion, passion, love, hope, peace, all those things that make a good agent of change.
For his extraordinary commitment to our community and to arts education, the Sally Award for Education is presented to T. Mychael Rambo.
Thank you. Ashe, well, sushi for everybody. Well, maybe not everybody. You know, it's really amazing because when you're sitting there, you have a sense of what is going on around you, but you don't realize it until you come up here. And I've been very fortunate to have a blessing of having, like was just stated earlier, the opportunity to work with the organizations here. And I think of the times I was on tour with Jane, with Illusion Theater, and the ruckus that she created in the world as a member of VSA, and how remarkable she was, and Maureen with our work around race and the concept that is so troubling for so many of us still today. And then Myron, the fun that we have had and I have enjoyed by watching you, and then just to be in this group. And that's the beauty of this community, is that we have these great intersections and opportunities for us to find ourselves with people that we admire, that we love, that motivate us and inspire and encourage us. I won't say sadly, but interestingly different from our other recipients in that I don't have an organization or a board. I will claim an executive committee. I want to thank the Academy. But I do want to thank an executive committee who may not be aware of how incredibly important their roles have been. That would be my mother. Go ahead, stand up, woman. And that would be my mama Lily. and my sister Lenice, and my Aunt Dorothy, and Trish, and Mark, and Brian Grandison, and Amy Bryan, and Brian, and Mary Kay, and Christy, and all of you who are here today who you can say we've had chances to play, I thank you and love you so much. I also am taken by how these moments make you want to cry. You know, you always think, what punks? They get up there and they just wee, what's all that about, you know? Surely they knew they were going to get up there. What are they crying about? But it's an emotional thing when you realize that your work impacts and changes lives. And when you realize that through the art that it really is an act of courage, and it's an act of service and defiance and activism and a willingness to transform not only your own life but the lives of others, and to stand in those moments of crazy silence and find magic, and to make the sense out of what is senseless, and to understand that art is to service what bud is to flower, and that we are here placed on this planet to give back. And how often we forget, you know. I wanted desperately to be able to come up with something really clever, but I can only say that 21 years ago, when I got out of a place, a lovely palatial villa on a lake in Center City, and arrived here to Minnesota, I was challenged because my residence was just 2 blocks from here, a place called the Dorothy Day Center. And every day, I'd sit in the park across the street and look at this building. Who would think it? And I moved from there to Mary Hall, and from there to my first apartment, and from an efficiency, and from there to, you know, you got to start somewhere. And from there, I was offered an opportunity to go from a job selling yogurt in the Skyway to meeting Dale Johnson and Roxy, who said, you want to audition for a play? And it was here at the Ordway Theater. And where I sat thinking there was no hope for a person who would come to be such a person filled with hopelessness and shame that I could be today, awarded and acknowledged for something that means so much to me and my family and myself, is quite miraculous and quite amazing. And it speaks to the power of art and education and the lives that we are brought here to give to one another. It's a joy to know that your life can just give color to light and shape to the breeze. And here we are in a room of people who understand that just by the act of breathing, that they can find the breath. Inside the breath is God and spirit and light and love and peace. And so I'm really lucky to be able to say that children and adults and others that I've had the blessing to work with can see themselves in something we call art and we take for granted. And we can't afford to do it. I often say this, that Martin Luther King said that we may not remember the words of our enemies, but we will remember the silence of our friends. Here's a room that understands that we can't be silent, and that art is the way that we have our voices heard, and we lift up ourselves, our community members, and the lives that we all live. And I hope that you all continue to take this out. You've given me a great gift, and I can take this great roll-on deodorant and proudly display it in my home for what it means, because it does mean that the circle of life is true, and that the reason that we as artists operate from a place of a circle is because it means we're all in it, a part of it, that collectively we can make a difference. And this round ball here speaks to that. And the support beneath it is the support that each of us give to lifting this sense of togetherness up. I thank you very much.
This This has been such an exciting afternoon for me as well as you. Congratulations to all of the 2009 Sally Award recipients, and thank you for all the ways that you have enriched Minnesota's artistic life. Thank you so very much.